Hi, my name is Mushiri Joroge. I know you have been wondering when the first AgriRush video for this year is coming out. Now, well, here we are. But before then, did you know you can farm without digging? I am the proprietor of Nordic, Kenya, and this is my story. Our recycling started about 2 years ago, 2019. This is when we were trying to do vertical farming, and then we had actually tried to secure some planters from abroad, and based on the plastic regulation, we actually realized that actually the unit price and the cost would actually been so high. And now that's how we came and started using what we actually have. It's actually a theme which I actually called using what we have. Yeah? So we actually now started looking at ways we can use our waste which we have to actually make planters cheaply, and then which was supposed to be affordable to us and also the target clients maybe which we'll have in the future. We actually got a 3 planter design which we actually got from a foreign country, and it was actually made with plastic. So I found the planters which I was looking for. I came and set up a few setup, which after I calculated my cost of buying, the planter was around 1,500 for one piece, and based on the size which I wanted to farm, then I actually calculated the cost of the total planters that I will need. Then I found actually I will need a lot of money to actually now do to buy more planters. This is now where I started thinking ways which I can use what I have to grow what I'm trying to grow. Yeah, so at the time which I bought the planters, and I was buying for my own garden, and this time I was doing a balcony garden because I had a big balcony. And when I calculated the cost of buying them, then I found it was very expensive. And also now tried to think ways of which I can make planters that are cheaper. And this now brought the idea of me trying to look for the materials which were around me, which at that time I found the pipe first, and steel pipe were plastic. And with the regulation of government and everything, then also the pipe were also expensive. Then there's this time we were having just the CBC class with my son, where they would just come and say, you can make this paper mache and all that, and using my art and craft music lesson which we were doing in high school or in primary school, then I was able to help my son with the CBC, and later on we actually put that sample to dry on the sun, and then it actually became very, very, very strong. And now that is now where the idea came that maybe I can actually now look for the materials, and this becoming now the waste paper, which it's readily available everywhere, in shops, in people who are reading newspapers, people who are reading magazines. And now I started now researching and developing a formula which I would actually develop the planters that I have now. Having a very fun moment with my son with the CBC, and of course working the corporate communication where the printing waste is a lot. I started now collecting the waste and looking at ways which I can break it down, because of course the particles for the trimmed papers for printing press, and also shops who import products, because as you can see I'm using a lot of cartons on the garden. So one thing was actually how to break the carton into the pieces which we can work with, because the mold which I have, everything is handmade. and so we have to break it into particles that we can work with. So now what I did with the research is actually soaking the material, and there's a formula which most people can use. This is actually based with my previous art and craft lesson, which we learned in primary school. So you'll be lucky if you remember that. But for us now, this is the product which after we break it down, this is what we use. We have a 70% ratio of paper, and of course other 30% we have 5 natural elements. All of them are natural elements, but because we want to have a planter which is 100% biodegradable. It's durable for 10 years, and then eventually you will actually put it back to the soil. The key feature for my product is you can stack them up where you are farming rice plant, and now you can farm 6 times or 10 times whatever you are farming that time. And the another thing is we are encouraging people to use less soil, and also you will be using less water, and also you'll be using less space to grow more food. If I can take you through the product, this is how it works. It is stackable. Each one of it is stackable on its own, and we have developed interlocking spaces for safety. And for people who have different in terms of sun direction and all that, you can actually rotate. This can be based on the plant which you have planted, 6 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours, or maybe once a day or once in 2 days. Also harvesting. If you're harvesting and you don't want to, or you're harvesting, watering, you don't want to go around the place, you can harvest and rotate and harvest. The same thing goes with watering, the same thing goes with weeding. And this one is also an advantage for people who like farming but they have back problems. So you'll actually all the time be farming standing, it's no problem. And also using the system that we are doing now, you can actually get ready to go to work and come to the garden, and then from the garden to go to work, because you are doing soilless. It's almost you're doing soilless farming. We were not planning to go to the market, but based on the photos I was sharing online, most of the people would ask me, how much is this? Where are you based? Where is your garden? And now this gave me the idea, which now we had now to first of all prototype. There are some few gardeners who have taken our prototype pots for now, and we are collecting more feedback from them just in case we have some research and development we need to improve. And this is now gives us now the opportunity to actually sell. For the market, I think it's all more about pricing ourselves and also marketing a lot. And so far we cannot, we can say it's a good market, because we are dealing with people who are plant correctors, people who love farming, people who take farming as therapy, people who like learning, and of course, like Kenya, the way we are people who appreciate creativity and diversity. My vision for Nordic is actually approaching gardeners, the new generation, CBC, because they're actually taking agriculture as an environment, and also now developing more system based on gardeners or customers' feedback. If we sell you a product, we take a feedback, and then we create more in the future. I also see my product going to the people who are also doing therapeutic plants, and also people who have small spaces, because like for us, we have a lot of land in Nyandarua, but due to logistics of farming up there and coming here, that is now where we have a small space which now we can farm more. This one also is also a good target for people who are doing hydroponic farming, because we have managed to research and of course add our product waterproofing, which now is able to hold water and you not lose water, and of course not actually even add weight for the planter, just like the one behind here. If the first one which we are making, they would actually absorb water and then became very heavy for the stand. So that one we have been able to research, develop, and then this is actually waterproof product. Yeah, and that was my story as an agri innovator, and you should actually try our product. And I'm also curious to know, what are you doing with your agri space? Share your story.